So today we're going to double your response rates by adding texting into the email sequence that I built last week. For those that are new here, if you're just joining in, part one, I built an AI system that automatically follows up with leads by email, putting them through an 8-step email sequence. But here's the thing. Email alone is not enough. People get busy, inboxes get buried. You need to give your prospects that little extra nudge, and that's what I've done here today. So in part two, we're taking it up a notch, and we're going to add text messaging into the follow-up sequence. It's going to be a combination of both email and text. If we haven't met yet, my name's Jake Batt, and I don't just build NAN or automation templates. I build real systems that help businesses save time, close more deals, and scale without the extra effort. If you are interested in this automation that I'm going to demo in a second here, click the link below to join my school community. Okay, so here's what I'm building here. I'm just going to show you a quick demo without explaining it. I'll get into the details when we jump into the tutorial. So assuming you've got this set up here. So this is very important. This is your CRM. All you need in here is your prospects details. So make sure you've got their phone number, email, and then the notes section for context for the AI of what we're actually going to be talking about. Everything else, the only thing you need to set is this follow-up step to 0. All this I'm going to get into the tutorial. I just want to run it right now so you can see how it works. So we're at follow-up step 0. I'm going to run this here. Let me just move. Hold on one second. I'm going to run this. It's going to start from scratch. Boom, it's working. It's doing its thing. It's gone down the email route. It sent me an email. Okay, there you go. You can see it's updated here. It's changed this to follow-up step 1. Go into my email real quick. There you go. There's the first one. That's the introduction email. And then, as you can see in this sequence, you see here it's got the next step type. So the next follow-up part is the SMS part. So I'm going to run it again real fast. Execute workflow. You can see, sorry. One thing I missed out is it's actually on a 2-day sequence. So we're going to change this next follow-up to, let's just do it previous day so that it runs through. So it would have actually, what happened was it actually triggered for the next 2 days. So I'm just going back 2 days just so I can run it right now. So then execute that again, follow up sequence 2, and you see there it went through Twilio, did the code. This is the schedule part, updated my Airtable, and it sent me a text, and now it's on sequence 2. I'm gonna impose the text message over here because it's on my phone, which I'm recording for. But yeah, so there you have it. So that's 1, 2. Actually, you know what? I'll do another run, and then we'll run it again, just so you can see. Okay, sent the text. Oh, I gotta change this again. I gotta change this follow-up date again. Okay, run that. Boom, boom, boom. Number 3. It's gone through the email sequence now, and as you can see, it's tagged this as number 3, so it's ran that. The next step again is another email. You can add text in. We'll get into that, and then it's set the next follow-up date after that. So there you go. That's pretty much it. Now, of course, it doesn't look like much when you see it here, but this is something that's going to be working in the background. So it's sent the email first as an introduction email, then it sent a text as a follow-up to that email, and then it sent that other email, which is right here. Just a little quick tip. We'll get into the details in a second, but there you go. That's the gist of the follow-up system. Looks pretty simple when you run it, but it's actually very complex as far as setting it up. So what I'm going to do is, I was thinking whether I should just explain what I've changed versus rebuilding this whole thing, because a lot of it is in that video 1. So I really want to keep this short. Okay, so instead of rebuilding and showing you how I made this from scratch, please go to part 1. You can, if you want this for free, it's free right now anyway, join my community, download this, and you can implement it right into your business right away. Like it's you can make changes to it. I'm gonna just explain everything, because if I'm building out this and explaining it, it's just gonna eat up so much time. So here's what's changed, and I'll go over those in sections. Okay, so the first thing is your CRM. Okay, the only thing we've done here differently is we've added a phone number, and then we've added this field here, next step type. I did add this last message in, but I'm not going to include that. It just gets complicated. Maybe I'll do that in part 3, handling the responses and stuff. But the next step type is very important, and all you're doing here is a single select drop down, and you're just going to have email, SMS, keep it lowercase just to not confuse things. And then everything else is pretty much the same. Follow-up step stays the same. Notes, company, so just that phone number, the next step type. They're the only two different fields. I know this view doesn't look very attractive, but you can build an interface in Airtable so it looks a little, a little more appealing from the front end. But just to keep things easy, that's what we're working with. If you want to do it in Google Sheets, just copy these fields, add it to Google Sheets. Okay, and then so all it's doing, the same exact trigger as before. It's searching the records for, one thing I missed out. Okay, so assuming the lead comes in, right? You've added 10 leads. The one thing you need to do is you need to set the follow-up step to 0. Okay, so if we're going to start from scratch, remove everything here, and just set that follow-up step from 0. Basically, that just lets the AI know where we're at in the sequence, and provide the right email or right SMS sequence. So everything has to be starting at step 0. You could probably get like a pre-formatted field, and that will always be 0. I'm not done that here. And then let's go into the AI model. So it searches the records here. It pulls all the relevant fields, and then you can see that's the first record it's pulled. It loops through them just to handle multiple, like if you're doing this on a scale, it does it in 20 batches of 20 just to handle the bulk load. And then go to the AI prompt. This is also what we've changed here. So we actually kept the system prompt the same. The biggest change was the AI prompt. Okay, now as you see on my screen, I'm just going to read it out. You're an expert cold outreach copywriter. You will generate one message from an 8-step follow-up sequence, which may be an email or an SMS. Okay, and then you're going to feed that data from the loop over items node, and you're going to put it here. So lead profile name, company notes. Of course, you can add to this. Feel free to tweak this prompt for your business. This is step, so that's the follow-up step 0 of 8. Message type, we've set the message type here, so the prompt, so the AI knows between email and text, because the email is formatted in HTML, the text is just plain text. And then we've got an outline here. Now this is where obviously you can be creative, update this outline. It doesn't have to be like this. It could be like something simple, just have like 8-step follow-ups, just like, hey, can I help you? Hey, blah, blah, like if it's a service business or something like that. And then you've got the guidelines here. So if next step type, this field here is SMS, email and SMS schedule. So this is just some formatting. So this is for email. Start with body 70 to 110 words. We don't want to keep it short. Use this HTML for formatting. Then if the step type is SMS, yeah, that's wrong here. Let's make sure that's correct. Look, if next step type is SMS, use JSON name in greeting, keep short. With the text, obviously, it's just a clear CTA and very short. Like, you're not going to do all the introduction and all that jazz over the text. It's just going to be like, hey, did you see my email? Text me back if you want to book a call or something like that. Of course, optimize this for your business, but that's pretty much the AI prompt. And that's kind of the heart of this automation. You just got to focus in on this. You can make this as good or as good as you want. Just keep tweaking the prompts until you get your desired outcome. Okay, so that's the prompt there. You can see that's the email it's ran through. And then here, this is an important step. So we've used an if node in NAN, and all I've done is whenever the this is the loop over. So whenever the loop over pulls the Airtable record, I'm just saying if this type here is an SMS, go this way. If it's not an SMS, go this way, which would mean it's an email. There's only two options, so it's true or false. So if it's an SMS, it's going to run down this sequence. If it's email, it's going to run down this sequence. And it's as simple as that. I've used here Twilio. So if you are new here, go over to twilio.com. I've covered this in another video, but you basically are just going to sign up. Very, very easy to set up. You just need to connect to your Twilio account, so create new credential, and then you need a SID and an auth token. When you log into Twilio, you can get all that there. You can choose when you're you need to buy a phone number first. Where is that phone number? Voice, where is the numbers, bro? Phone numbers. Phone numbers, go to manage, buy a number, and then you can choose, like, if you're not in the US, you can do a different number, and you can literally choose like a local number. It's $1.15 a month, so nothing. I've got a Canadian number, and you're literally just going to copy that number. But you get the connection for your Twilio is on the homepage on your dashboard. I'm not going to show the dashboard because it has my ID, but you need an SID and an auth token. You just punch those in here, hit save, and then you'll have a connection. You select the resource as SMS. You can do calls and stuff. We'll get into that another time. And then the from number, you literally just get your number you just purchased. That's the number I'm using. It's an Ontario number. And then you just grab that number and you just paste it in here. Remove the formatting, and you're all set there. Your number, and then and then you need to set the to field. So the to field is literally when you run the search module, you just pull in the phone number. Why is it not here? That's weird. Why is there no phone number? Oh, there it is. Sorry, I'm just blind. And you just pull that phone number over. Oh my god. Phone number. This is cool. You can do a WhatsApp message. I'm not doing that, so I mean that's an additional bonus here. And then you just get the body from your AI model, which will be here. So this is an email, so it's not going to be, but it's not going to run through here if it's an email. If it's a text, it's going to show the text version. You know it's an email because it's got HTML, and then you just execute that step, and it will send an email. And then the email we covered in the last video, but the exact same thing. But what's important here is these two code nodes. Now, these two nodes are the exact same. I'm going to show you the SMS one. I will try to explain it. It is JavaScript code. It has slightly changed from my previous version. So this is an important step, but this is basically your most important part. This is the schedule between email and SMS. So I've only included 2 SMSs in here, but you can have 5, 6, whatever. And then this is just the day delay for each step. So this one has no delay. This one has a 1-day delay. So from this point to this point, there's just 1 day gap. And then it waits another 2 days before it sends the next email. And then here it does another 4. This one's a 5-day delay. I would be doing like this. I would be doing it like this. I don't know why it's done that. I did get AI to write this this code, so but this is just basically the amount of time between each delay, and it will format that because this code here is just going to punch out some fields that we'll add to Airtable. This here is just to say where we're at in the current step. No, that's the current step. This is where we're at in the sequence. Look up the next step for Airtable. So this is just going to increment that follow-up step field. So if we're at step 0, it's going to add it to 1. This is just going to create that field. No, this is setting the date for the fields, and then this is the fields that it's gonna punch out. Okay. I hope that makes sense. If you have any questions on that, let me know. In fact, join my community, ask me there. I'll cover it there. Like I said, I got AI to write most of this code. I don't claim to be some developer. I just know how to put shit together and make it work. So, but this is pretty much the heart of your schedule system. Now, this is what, as well, like you would pay for a CRM system to do this. You'd be paying anywhere like $100-$200 plus. I haven't paid anything. The only thing I'm paying for, I mean, I'm using Airtable, but only thing I'm paying for is this number, which is $1.15 a month. And then this is actually ran, my NAN is ran on my local machine, so I'm not paying for anything, but I do have a hosted version, which would be like $25 or $20 a month. So almost 50% less than a CRM. Airtable is more than enough for a CRM. You don't need anything more. You just need Airtable in this sequence, and you've got yourself a custom CRM that you can completely customize without learning how to build it. GHL is actually quite complicated in learning how to do it, and it's buggy. I mean, I find it's buggy. It's not a terrible system. I like DHL, but I find it's buggy. This is way more fluid, way more cost effective than something like that. And you can get so creative on how you handle this. But these are the two most important fields. And then, of course, update record. This is basically how it keeps track. So when this code runs, so let's run this code right here. I don't know if it's going to work. It did not work. Why did that not work? In fact, I'm going to run it again, wherever we're at. It's going to text or it's going to email. It's going to email. There you go. So we can go to the email, see the code. But there you go. So there you see the fields that it's actually pumped out here. So this is an email type one, but it's actually said, okay, the next type, so the next round when you run this is going to be a text. But it's pumped out these dates here, and these dates basically just go in here, and that just basically lets the system know when the next follow-up is. The fields, so this is set to the 14th. So if this runs, if I run this now, nothing will go through. Like I'll show you. Like I'll run it again, and you'll see nothing went through. Just search records. There's nothing overdue. But if there's anything in Airtable that's overdue or is due on the day, so if I set it to, let's say I set it to Friday, which is yesterday, if I run that, it's going to cover it and it's going to send it. Let me show you. I'll run it. There you go. Sent me a text. I'm gonna show my text on the screen so you can see that. I'm recording on my phone, so I can't. But there you go. So there's the code SMS. So the next step is email. The next date is here. The last time we contacted is today, and we're in follow-up step sequence of. We're in number 2 of the follow-up step. I hope that makes sense because it is kind of confusing to wrap your head around. It did take me a long time to get this schedule working and the logic working. It looks quite simple when you look at it here, but it actually took me at least 10 plus hours to build this. Even though the system is very simple to set up, the logic was kind of confusing. And so I think it's flawless. You might think, or you might know of something that is, you might find a bug or something in this system, but like I said, this is free. And then this field here just updates those fields from the code block, and voila, that's it. You're done. Like there's, I think I've covered everything, and there you have it. So you've now got a 8-step sequence that covers both email and SMS. It schedules the next follow-up, so you don't have to do that. I'm gonna get into the next video. I'm gonna do reply logic. I'm gonna handle the replies. We can add, we can start pushing them to different sequences. I'm not sure how I'm gonna do that. I may do WhatsApp. Who knows? I think the next video I think for the next video we're gonna talk about reply logic. If they reply, how we're going to handle that, where we're going to move them to, how we're going to book them in. We can get another sequence that says, okay, these guys have replied, let's use AI to schedule them in now. So I mean, that's for another day, but there you have it. You have an 8-step scheduled sequence that sends both emails and texts. You're not having to write a single email, you're not having to write a single text. All you're going to have to do is attend the meeting, because the next video I'm going to show you how to handle the response logic. So you literally can join my community, download this template, put it into your business, get set up. Send me a message if you need help with any of the setup. Right now it's free. It's not going to be forever, and you're going to have a full scalable AI follow-up sequence into your business. Not just one NAN template that does one thing. This is going to be a whole flow or a whole system that can work around your entire business, and it's completely free. So appreciate you watching this video. Please like, follow, leave me a comment, help me with the algorithm. This is a great system that anyone can use. I don't care what kind of business you're in. You could use this right now, and you could save yourself a ton of money and close more deals. Okay, thanks for watching, and we'll see you in the next one. Bye-bye.